Hey food friends, welcome back to my channel. It is an epic snowstorm outside today and I decided to go through my freezer, pantry, and fridge to see what I could come up with and make something delicious. I'll be making a pork gravy and potato stew today that's going to be hearty and warming and comforting. Now let's look at the ingredients I'll be using. 4 medium potatoes, 1 onion, some garlic cloves, a carrot, and a pack of pork gravy for added flavors. And also I have this piece of pork roast that I took out of my freezer and defrosted. In a deep skillet on medium high, I'm going to add some bacon grease while I dice my meat. You can use whatever fat you'd like to cook your meat in. And now I'm just going to place them in our skillet and then I'm going to brown them on each side. Make sure they're not too close to each other. You need space so they don't start boiling. After a few minutes, you can flip these around so they can brown on the other side. Browning your meat will enhance the flavor and of course the color. So while that's happening, I'm just going to chop my onion. Once all sides are browned, add your onions. Add a few cloves of chopped garlic. The smell of this meat cooking with the onions and garlic is delightful. Add a bit of salt, but not too much because the gravy pack will have salt in it. Add some pepper, and then I want to give this like a French flair, so I'm using herbe de Provence, about half a teaspoon, and also some dried rosemary. And I'm just going to crumble these with my fingers so they break apart. Having dried herbs in your pantry is essential for good flavors. If you do not eat pork, which I know many people don't, you could use chunks of chicken breast or chicken meat or beef. Add 2 liters of water. I'll let this come to a boil, and while that's happening, I'll peel my carrots and my potatoes, and I'll just chop them up and put them in a bowl of cold water. We'll add this later once the meat has softened up because I don't want the potatoes and carrots to be mushy. Cover and reduce the heat just a little bit so it can boil for half an hour. I want this meat to get nice and tender. You can see the meat is fork tender already and is starting to break apart. I'm just going to try this, and I still want it to be more tender and juicy, so I'm going to cook it a little bit longer. Now I add the carrots and cook for 5 minutes. You can definitely add a couple more carrots, but I'm just using what I had in my kitchen. Cover and cook for 5 minutes. Time to add the potatoes, and you can see I just kept them in large quarters. Cover and cook for 5 minutes. Now we'll get ready to add this pack of gravy, and these were 2 for $1.50, so it's 75 cents. This is going to thicken our stew up a bit and also add really nice additional pork flavors. Everything is starting to come together really nicely, so I'm just going to taste and see if I need more salt, and then I'll cover this and just cook it until our potatoes are tender. The total cooking time for this is around 50 minutes, and of course it depends on the cut of pork you're using. Sometimes it cooks faster, sometimes it takes longer. This looks perfect now. So this is optional. I'm adding just a sprinkle more of herb de Provence. When you cook with dried herbs, the initial flavors do get a bit lost in the food, so adding a bit more towards the end of the cooking time really brings back those flavors and makes it extra tasty. Now I'll just turn the heat off and let the residual heat finish cooking this. This is the perfect kind of stew to eat on such a cold, snowy, stormy day, and it just has chunks of meat and potatoes. This is a very nutritious and inexpensive meal as well, and it's well balanced. So let's get this served up. Of course, we need a nice amount of that gravy broth in there. It's glistening and beautiful. Not too thick, not too thin. You will get 4 generous servings from this recipe. My total ingredients were $7, so it's about $1.75 per person. Give this recipe a try and go feed yourself. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and warm.